Welcome, one and all, to Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 450. Let me see, do I need to turn the gain up on that? Yeah, just a smidge. There we go, that should be a little better. I am your neighborhood friendly Oxhorn here, as always, with my suspenders hidden under a coat. Oh, here they go. Set to maximum stun. Got a great show for you today. Quick, before we begin, vote. We'll be doing a vote during much of the show today. I beat Metro Last Light last week. So what do you want to do today? I'm not particularly picky. We can either play Fallout 4 Settlements or Bioshock. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a poll to vote on. Sorry, let me get this up real quick. The reason is because not only did I finish Metro last line, but I didn't have a game prepared for today. And if I am able to, I want to publish a settlement build video tomorrow. So I worked really hard all week to get my Kitty Kingdom series done, and I hope you enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun putting it together. Replaying the Kitty Kingdom after so long was an absolute blast. And you know what? I realize now that I never read every single terminal in the Kitty Kingdom. So making this video, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about how the ghouls existed, how they lived for 200 years in Kitty Kingdom. So that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. But each video was over 30 minutes. I think we had a few that were in the 40s. So it kind of knocked me out this week. It was a lot of work, so I'm hoping to get a settlement build done for tomorrow. The way I unwind at the end of a hard day is I work on one of my settlements. I don't have a lot of time to do so, which is why I haven't released a settlement build in a long time. But I've been working on Somerville Place. And I've almost got it done. It just needs a little bit of architecture and some decorations. Anyway, if you choose Fallout, then we'll build Somerville Place during my broadcast today in hopes that I can get it done in time for tomorrow's video. If you choose Bioshock, then we'll play Bioshock, and that's faster paced action adventure, I understand. But it's possible I may not have a video in time for tomorrow. Either way, we're going to have a great show, so thank you all so much for coming. Before we go any further here, I'm going to paste the link in again. There you go. There's the link to the poll. I see what you're saying in the chat, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to go by the poll. I know you're excited, loving the feedback, but poll. Great text, poll. Go to the poll. That's what we are going to need in order to make the decision. But you know what? First, we've got to pour some scotch. This is melting, so we're going to get rid of some of that. It's still a cold day here in Seattle. There was a lot of frost on the ground this morning, and my breath would hover in the air. But it's 7 o'clock, and it's still light outside. So, spring is coming, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. I am very much looking forward to the day where it's light outside during this broadcast. Today we are drinking some 10-year-old Lafroig. Oxhorn, will you play the Metro DLC? There's Anna, Khan, Ullman, and Pavel. It's about 3 hours worth of content. This is the first I've heard of it. Are you saying that there's a Metro DLC after Last Light that I didn't know about? Well, I'm gonna have to figure this out and play it. Yeah, totally. Yeah, if that's true, I will definitely play that during my live stream. But not today. Today we're taking a poll. What poll, you ask? This poll. There you go. There's the poll. Cheers. Can you do a poll in YouTube? I don't see an option for a poll in YouTube. I see super chat, emojis, no poll. Oh, this is cool. There's an entire section dedicated to super chat and sponsorships that I didn't notice. Mr. Fallout Tech says, I want Fallout 4. Dawson says, Odd, I was sure you were in $1 million studio surrounded by sexy babes. Yeah, that's me. That's my vibe, right? When you think of Oxhorn, you think of like fancy sport cars, beaches, and being surrounded by sexy babes. That's totally my MO. Jesse says, please do Bioshock. I'm more of a slow gin man myself, says, nay, ye foul beast. Good on you, slow gin, for the win. Jesse Spain says, the illusion of choice is a central theme of Bioshock. So is voting. Well, I'm giving you a choice, but it's just two. You have to choose between those. Poll doesn't work. I'm looking at the results. Holy cow! It works, by the way, so the poll does work. I'm looking at the results, and holy cow, the results are resounding. I'm not going to give away the results yet, because, of course, we've still got a show to go. So, yeah, the poll works. I'll paste it again. Did the chat go by quickly? I'll paste it again. Here you go. Oh, did it still go by really quickly? Here, I'll paste that again. There you go. 3 times. And if you don't mind, you all can share it now. Because I can't. The chat is going by so quickly that I can't sit here and. I should probably give the Discord folk a chance as well. Sorry, Discord. I don't mean to ignore you. Here you go. There. You now have the link as well. And Mrs. E, if you're there, would you mind sharing it on YouTube frequently? Because they're talking so much, it's going to fly off the screen. You just put 540 instead of 450? Did I put 540? I did! Man, I'm glad you guys are here keeping me honest. What's wrong with me? I did it again. No, 45. It's episode 450, not 540. Sorry about that. Thank you. Hello there. Do you like cheese? Yes, I do. I do like cheese. Oxhorn says, Mr. Game Information, have you seen Vermintide 2? It's awesome. I haven't. Let's look that up. Vermintide 2. I see. Oh, it's a Warhammer game. Interesting. You know, I was fond of Warhammer, the game with the figurines that you would paint when I was young. But I haven't played any of the Warhammer video games. Are they any good? I'll have to check it out. Mellocello says, hey Oxhorn, I'm a cartoonist. How would you feel if I drew you as a cartoon? I'd love to show you if you're interested. Well, I mean, more power to you. If you want to draw me as a cartoon, feel free. I'm not picky. People have made me a companion in Fallout 4. People have made my voice in mods saying, tap that ash in Fallout 4. You want to do cartoons? You can do cartoons. It's totally cool. All right, this is my first cigar of the week. Looking forward to this. Bear with me while I light this. Cody says, how's it going tonight, Ox? Also, I heard Brett is a good mod, and Mrs. Z is the best. Well, Mrs. Z is a great mod, and I'm sure Brett is as well. There, we've got Brett in there. Brett says, Oxhorn, what is something you feel is really lacking in the Fallout 4 game, in the universe in general? I will answer it. The thing I think is most lacking in Fallout 4, and I am being picky, so don't get me wrong, I love Fallout 4. It's probably my favorite Fallout game. But if I were to criticize something, and if I had to focus on what I thought was lacking, I would say that Fallout 4 lacks consequences for actions. And I understand why they do that. Because you don't want to give a game to a bunch of people and say you have the freedom of will to choose anything you want, And then whenever they make a choice that could negatively impact themselves in the real world, like becoming a criminal, for example. In the real world, that's not a wise life decision. But you give someone that choice in a game, you can't punish them with the cold hammer of reality because they're not going to have any fun. So I understand why they don't do that. That's why they let you do pretty much anything you want. You want to go on a murdering rampage through Diamond City. Sure, the Diamond City security will turn on you, but you can kill them all, and then they forgive you in 3 days. Doesn't matter how many people you kill. You could kill the mayor, you could kill all the merchants, but you just wait 3 days. And the Diamond City security have forgiven you. But I also wanted to see more long-term endgame consequences for some of the big choices. And I was really thinking a lot about that while I've been playing Nuka World recently, doing the videos on the parks. I mean, the raiders of Nuka World never suffer any consequences unless the sole survivor becomes a consequence hammer of justice. And there are so many things. Turn on slow mode. Isn't slow mode on? I thought slow mode was on. It's on. Yeah, I just checked. Slow mode is on. So it should... if it's going fast, that just means there are a lot of people here. But slow mode is on. Anyway, so yeah, I just feel like you can make a lot of really horrible decisions, and there are no consequences for that. And I also feel like the same is true for the positive decisions. You could make a positive decision because you think it's morally right, but it might not be a practical decision. It could be something that you do because you think it's right, but it could make you and your faction weaker in reality. But you don't really suffer that consequence for the decision that you make. Instead, of course, you made the right decision, you completed the quest, here's 200 caps. So, I would prefer a little bit more of that. New Vegas did this well. And I'm not one of those guys who's a New Vegas fanboy, right? I love New Vegas, it's great. But I still love Fallout 4, and I still think Fallout 4 is my favorite game. But there are so many things that Vegas does really right, and that is one of them. If you do something, it has meaning in Fallout New Vegas. Not just because of the end credits, but the way the other factions treat you. The way that quests are resolved. Obsidian was not afraid to really bum you out when you finish a quest. If you finish a quest the wrong way, you could lose out on items, you could be killed, your favorite character could die, you could lose a companion. They weren't afraid of that. They're like, yeah, you make that decision, sure, these are the consequences, that's fine. And I liked that about Fallout New Vegas, I really did. Daniel said, Ox, your videos helped me through a lot of issues. I love the story vibe. How you tell it. Thank you so much. And do Fallout tonight. Well, we'll see what the results say. The results are pouring in. Oh, you need a link? Here you go. Here's another link. There's the link to the poll. Why does this keep going out? Fire? Ah. Sorry, pop filter. Oxhorn says, Agent Alpha, what type of cigar are you smoking today, good sir? Today I am smoking a La Aurora y Leon Corojo. Seems to be my cigar of choice. Oxhorn, how did you get so good at settlement building? See, I'm really critical of myself. So I don't know if I consider myself good at settlement building. I do put a lot of detail into my settlements, but then I watch other people, and I'm blown away. I'll be like, wow, I would have never thought of doing that. And so what I've been trying to do is focused more on unique inventions, because I really admire that about other people's settlement builds, where they'll take the tool set, and instead of making a house the way the house is supposed to be made, they come up with a really clever way to make the house, or a really clever way to make a shop. And those, that's fun. So I'm trying to do more creative things like that so that you don't go to each settlement and it's got the same houses and it looks the same. Typical Courier says, are you going to still stream Twitch? Not right now. So for those who missed it, a few weeks ago, Twitch reached out to me and said that it was against their terms of service for me to simulcast to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. They forced me to choose one. And so I chose the one that has 650,000 subscribers instead of the one that had 10. So Twitch lost out on that. Not sure what they were expecting when they asked me to make that choice. But yeah, so I'm sad about that. I wish I could broadcast to Twitch, because I know there are many of you who prefer Twitch and are on Twitch, but they made me choose. So I'm on YouTube. Now, someday in the future, I may have a special broadcast just for Twitch, but that time is not now, and I don't know when it will be. So for the moment, we're on YouTube only. The poll isn't showing up in YouTube chat. I don't get it. I see 68 votes. Well, there are over 1,000 of you watching, so maybe that's why. That's a low percentage, isn't it? 68, that's a low percentage. Well, I'll paste it again. It could be that my name is just flying off the screen. Is it possible for me to pin my own messages in the chat? I don't see that. Can I... Let me try again. Nope, I only have an option to remove it. So, sorry about that. It's at straw poll. I'm going to speak a URL for you right now, in case you want to type it in manually. It's at strawpoll.me/152799909. Let me say that again. I think I got the number wrong. strawpoll.me/152799909. Wow. Oh. It's a surprising poll. It's like, who's going to win? One is still clearly in the lead, but the other one is catching up fast. Marklar says, hey Oxhorn, I just added my wardrobe, to my wardrobe, a shirt that says suspenders set to maximum stun. My new favorite shirt. What's your favorite Raider gang of Nuka World? Well, thank you very much. My favorite Raider gang is probably the Operators. They are the most reasonable. The other two are not reasonable. Plus, their style is better. Jay says, the Metro Last Light DLC is available. It's called Chronicles Pack. You might have it in the version that you have. Just check the menus of your game. Okay, I will do so. And who knows, maybe we will have that available for next week. Hey, Ox, why not put the poll in the description? See, this is why I need you guys. I'm not smart enough to think about these things on my own. Great idea, Vero. I'm going to go ahead and update. Done. The poll is now in the description of the broadcast so that you can check it out. Osborne says, Oxhorn, have you ever thought of shaving? What is shaving? I tell you what, this week has been rough. Not just in terms of making my Kitty Kingdom content, but because I'm working really hard trying to get my next DLC series going. So I'm trying to do a bit too much at the same time. So as you know, I'm still working on my Story of Fallout New Vegas series, and next up is we're going to go down one of the 4 faction paths. Now, I had briefly thought, well, not briefly, I had for a long time considered having a unique intro song for each faction, right? I had a unique intro for the full Story of Fallout New Vegas, and I thought it would be nice to have a unique intro song for each faction as I go through their story. So yeah, I've been working for the past 2 weeks trying to get a song made for one of the factions I'm going to do next. And I've worked with 2 different composers so far, both of which ended up not working out. So I've got the footage shot. I'm ready to make the next video in that series, but it's waiting on me getting this song. So in the meantime, I'm working on getting a song made for the intro of my next DLC series, which is going to be Mothership Zeta. So working on all that, just got to get the assets together, shoot the footage, get the song made. It's going to come together, just might take a little while. So thank you for your patience. In the meantime, we will continue to make regularly scheduled Fallout content. Why is it not saving? Yeah, I hear some of you are saying that it's not in the description. I just tried to put it in the description. Well, let me try again. Okay, try that. Sorry about that. Should be in the description now. Massive Ox says, wait, did you say Mothership Zeta? I did. Mothership Zeta will be the next Fallout DLC that I'm going to work on. I know that Broken Steel is next chronologically. However, you can't do Broken Steel until you've beat the main plot to Fallout 3. And there's still a lot I need to do before I do that. For example, I do want to do a series on the full story to Fallout 3. And it would be a waste of my time to quickly play through it so I could do the Mothership Zeta, so that I could do the Broken Steel DLC, and then go back in time and redo it to make my series on the full story to Fallout 3. So Broken Steel is going to be a long time coming. It's going to be a while until we do Broken Steel. I need to finish the main plot first. But that's going to make more sense anyway in the context of the story, because it doesn't make sense for me to tell you a story that depends upon knowledge of the main plot as part of a big DLC when we haven't done the main plot yet. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Mothership Zeta first, because that's disconnected from the main plot to Fallout 3. Then we'll do the full story of Fallout 3, which is going to take a long time. And then finally, after that's done, we'll do Broken Steel. For New Vegas, all the DLCs are done. I have done every single DLC for Fallout New Vegas. Next up for New Vegas are going to be the main stories to Fallout New Vegas. And then when those are done, we'll just hit every single location, quest, and character in the game until we finish it. As for Fallout 4, we're nearly done with Fallout 4. We've hit almost every location, talked with almost every NPC. What I want to do is I want to do a big Story of Nuka World series. I've already talked about the locations, and as you know, I'm doing the parks right now, but what I'd like to do is start from the beginning and go through just the primary plot to the New Vegas DLC, which I haven't done yet. So I want to do that, and then I want to do the same thing but for Far Harbor, which is going to take a while because that DLC is huge, and it's great, and I love it. And we may have to take different paths down that way too. siding with the town of Far Harbor, or Acadia, or the Children of Adam. So a lot to do there. And then, once I'm done with that, my plan is to do a series on the full story to Fallout 4. Just the story. Not all the side locations. We'll whip through that quickly, but focus on the primary plot. And then, of course, go down each faction's branch. So a lot of content ahead of time. That said, a lot of this content before us is labor-intensive. It's not like I can just go into a dungeon, shoot footage for an hour, and then narrate myself doing that dungeon. It's going to take a lot of collecting footage ahead of time, getting songs composed, going back and getting multiple takes of dialogue from certain characters. It's a lot more labor intensive. So I may need to alter my production schedule in the future. Not doing that now. I'm still 6 days a week, but there may come a time where I will need to go down to 5 or even 4 just so that I can get the footage done that I need to do these big, laborious projects. So just keep that in mind. Bear it in mind for the future. Stone Cold says, Ox, have you done a video on Haddock Cove? I have. In fact, I've done a video not only on Haddock Cove, but also on the Fog Mother. So, 2 different videos on a sort of related topic, but you should check those out. Glorbo says, have you done stuff like this for Fallout 3? I'm new to your channel, so I'm unfamiliar. Yeah, well, you should just go. I highly recommend you go to the channel homepage for my channel, because I've got all my content nicely and neatly organized in playlists. You can check through my Fallout 3 lore playlist, which has 60 some odd videos, my Fallout New Vegas playlist, lore playlist, which has almost 100 videos, my Fallout 4 lore playlist, which has over 300 videos. Not to mention all my mod musters, and settlement build videos, which are all organized into playlists. I even have mini-series and DLC series broken up into sub-playlists so that you can just click on those and then watch the entire DLC series from beginning to end. Trying to make it as easy as possible for your navigation. So check that out. If you're new to the channel, that's probably the best place to start so that you can digest all my content. It's all there. Let's refresh the poll, see where we're at. Man! Well, see, this is the problem with doing a poll. No matter what happens, some of you are going to be disappointed. Because the one that you chose didn't get picked. But sadly, that's the nature of the polls. Music's kind of loud. All right, sorry about that. There you go. Ox, did you know, says Brian, that Fallout 3 was going to be called Van Buren, but it was canceled while it was mid-production. Yeah, I do. I did know that. That was the original Black Isles or Interplay version. Yeah, the story behind that is that they decided to create Blackwind Dale or Icewind Dale instead. They had both projects in front of them. Do we make Fallout 3, which was codenamed Van Buren, but it was going to be called Fallout 3? Do we make Fallout 3 or do we make Icewind Dale? And they chose to make Icewind Dale. That's why they and then they went bankrupt, and then Black Isle started to sabotage things. The entire political situation at Interplay fell apart. So Bethesda really came to the rescue there by purchasing the IP so that we could actually get a Fallout 3. And it's all history since then. Where's the poll? Okay, it does. Someone in the chat says that the box behind me and to my right there somewhere, says a naughty word. No, you're just missing 2 letters, G and L. put the rest together. Yeah, I lost my backdrop. So, you see the horribleness of my garage. Now that's really low. There we go. All right. It's time to play. And the results are... Oh, and the results keep on coming in. Doug says, Oxhorn, you're one of my favorite YouTubers. I can easily binge your lore videos. Love how your player characters all have personalities. Thank you. Do you plan on making a lazy evil raider? You know, I had thought about that, but I don't know if I have it in me. I don't know if I have it in me. It's so hard for me to sympathize with the raiders that I wouldn't have any. I'd be playing the character, and I just wouldn't have any impetus to keep playing that character. So I don't know. Maybe I'll make a lazy raider someday, but sorry, I got distracted. The vote results are, drum roll, 190 votes for Bioshock, 298 votes for Fallout Settlement Build, 61% to 39%. So the viewers have spoken. And it's time to fire up Fallout 4 and to do a little settlement building. So give me a second while I Control-Alt-Delete and shut down all my browsers to make sure that I've actually got the system resources to do this. Because my modded version of Fallout 4 is extremely system intensive. Okay, I've never done Fallout. Oh, there it is. Great. Let's turn off the music. I have the chat over on the right monitor. Let's fire up Fallout 4, and I'll show you where I'm at. So this is kind of going to be a preview of tomorrow's video. So I hope I'm not spoiling tomorrow's video for you, if I even get the video done. I don't know if I will, but we'll fire up Fallout 4, and I'll show you my Somerville place in progress. And then while it loads, I'll try and change my camera here so that... Yes, you can see me. Good. There we are. Okay. Bingo. Does Mrs. Oxhorn ever get to play games? Asks Anthony. Mrs. Oxhorn gets to play plenty of games. She's big into Fortnite right now. She's a console gamer. She was raised on console games. She has fond memories of playing console games with her family. And so she has an Xbox One and plays a lot of games, but her favorite right now is Fortnite. Okay, here we are in Somerville Place, and it's dark. Let me sleep a little bit so we can get some daylight. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That way I can show you what I've been working on in the day. And you can watch me try and put some finishing touches on it before we do our big video tomorrow. If I even get to doing it. I don't even know. We'll see. Louise says, thanks, Ox. Now I can't play any Fallout game without your voice narrating it. Ah, well, good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, well, let's start from the outside. I feel like I'm doing my... This is going to be the second time I do the video. Maybe I shouldn't even do a video. Maybe this should be tomorrow's video, right? I'll just show you what I've got. So this is my Somerville place, for those who don't know. Somerville place is right here at the tail end of the Commonwealth. It is the most southerly settlement in the entire Commonwealth, with the exception of Merkwater construction site. It's only a little bit southest, most southerly. It is only a little bit more southerly. But this is the closest settlement to the Glowing Sea, right? The Glowing Sea is right over here. And check it out. There's Somerville Place. Anyway, yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. Whoa, hey, buddies. What are you guys doing? Calm down. Please don't get stuck. Please don't get stuck. Yes. Ah, okay. So, yeah, here we go. If you are familiar with my previous settlements, you'll know that I never had any city walls. I never had any walls around my settlements, and the reason was because there is no need. The way the game works is that the attack markers are set sometimes outside the bounds of the settlement over here, but sometimes the markers are set within the bounds of the settlement, as is the case here in Somerville Place. When this town gets attacked, you know where the enemies always spawn? In the farm, right here. See all that blood? Yeah, that was from a recent attack. So it makes no sense from a gameplay perspective to have walls for your city, because enemies spawn inside of it. But I got over that. I decided that I still liked the aesthetic feel of a town, of a wall. So I completely walled up Somerville Place with this one gate acting as its only door. Oh, okay, there you go, Preston. So let's go all the way around it. Ignore that. Ignore that. Trying to catch one more Brahmin. You get 3 Brahmin, you maximize your fertilizer production capacity. I've got 2. So that's my Brahmin trap for one more Brahmin. But yeah, the wall goes all the way around the settlement, and man, I put a lot of effort into making sure that there are no seams, that it works. It's completely seamless. It goes all the way around. I watched a lot of Allo Allo on Netflix, the classic British comedy, while building this wall. So now every time I look at the wall, I think of Allo Allo. There's my artillery cannon on the highest point of the settlement, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. And then coming down here, this was tricky. Looks like there's a little gap on the outside there. Yeah. I'll try and figure out something to do with that. But yeah, you go down here. Why is it still raining? I guess that's just the character of this settlement. It seems like every moment I spend here, it's rain, rain, more rain. But yeah, it goes all the way around. It's a large settlement. Down to this corner, right by the water. And rad stag always spawn here. I don't know why, but one rad stag will always spawn here. And they spawn pretty quickly. As you can see, I've already got 2 corpses here from shooting all the rad stag. And to kill those rad stag, I erected this turret over here. This is one of my inventions, this turret stand. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. It's completely walled off, and the citizens should feel safe. So, then I guess I need to talk about this. I wanted a big gate. I wanted it to feel fortified, so I not only put this elevated turret tower here. What are you doing up there? Get on down. But then I also built this armored gate area. So, the way it works is this side is actually a tower with a door. And I'm hoping to fill this with arms. It's got 2 levels here. I'm going to put storage for... It's going to be basically the town's armory. It's really small. I'm going to have to use a lot of wall racks. But yeah, that's the plan so far. I'm going to turn that into a little armory. And then over here, this is the scaffolding. Now, this was my only spot for the scaffolding, so it's in the middle of a big bush. And the frustrating thing about the way bushes and foliage works in Fallout 4 is the game randomly generates it every time you load in. So I've tried building around big pieces of foliage like this, only to have the next time I zone into the town to have it appear right in the middle of a house. So, what can you do? 1 second. All this talking, and my cigar goes out. So here we go, up the scaffolding to these elevated platforms, and this was a lot of fun to build. I really enjoyed it. As you can see, I'm using 2 of those shack balconies that I turned around and snapped back to back. And then, instead of filling these open panels, I put in these little railings there to make it feel enclosed. Now, for the guard station, I'm using these that came with Vault-Tec Workshop because they take up less space. So I can still walk behind them, there's plenty of room to move about, and my guards will stand at attention. I've got these lights that are on the outside. They work really well. Super pleased with how that turned out. And then the other guard was here a moment ago. Not sure where he went. I guess he's having problems getting up here. He wasn't having problems earlier, so. There you go. Now, I haven't worked on this. This is all left over of my previous settlement, so I haven't touched it yet. So ignore that for now. Check out my house. So this is what I've done to the house that was here. I haven't decorated the inside. There are still a lot of floating decorations from where I decorated it before, but after uninstalling a bunch of settlement mods, some of the furniture has disappeared. So ignore all this, I haven't touched it yet. But it used to have this big, open, wrecked attic, and I thought, well, why waste that space? So I built another house on top of it. I created this little balcony using the wire balconies from Far Harbor, and then these posts that came from Far Harbor as supports. Then you just climb up here, and then there's a little... I had to use place everywhere to get this to work. There's a little platform here, and then this is the roof. I placed a layer of flooring over the roof so that there were no holes, no rainwater would go through. Then I put down the walls, put down a roof, and I can't remove the old attic, the old roof to the attic, so I had to improvise. I'm using it as like a bit of a canopy. Maybe I'll put some posters above this bed. Maybe this is a little boy and we'll have a nice pin-up here or something. No, I don't have any pin-ups installed. And then these guys have a... then I couldn't build in there. Well, I suppose I could. Yeah, but then how's the settler going to go in and out? I could build in there to save room. Maybe instead I'll just put some some chests of drawers and stuff in there. So yeah, I turned that into a little house. I've got it all wired up. It's looking good. And then I added this garage, a little bit of a workshop. I wanted it to be tall, so I used these tall walls from Contraptions Workshop, I believe. And then it's powered with a fusion generator. And there's the workshop. Yeah, I haven't put a lot of detail in there yet, but I'll get to it. Now, what I'm hoping to get to today is to make use of this space. I think I need a bazaar or some sort of shopping center or some reason for wastelanders to come here. It's highly fortified, it's well defended. It's a great place for a little city for people to come to sell their goods and to do some trading. So I may do a little marketplace here. I'm not sure. We'll see. I need to figure out what I want to do here. Maybe a dining area or a picnic area. Again, not sure. Here's the farm. I fenced in the farm with the chicken wire fence that came from Vanilla Fallout 4. I love this fencing. It's great for farms. I put as many gates into it as I possibly could to prevent this exact issue. Ah! Why is he walking into a fence? I don't get it. I've got a gate here for him to use. I've got a gate here for him to use. And I've got a gate here. And he's just walking into this fence. I guess I need to make a gate here. Anyway, if you're familiar with my settlement builds, you'll know that I'm fond of carrots because they're so low to the ground, which allows me, it gives me the ability to actually converse with my settlers who are farming without picking the crops. These tall crops are so big that if I try to talk to a settler who's farming them, I inevitably end up picking the crops, which I don't want to do. But I decided to go against that just because it looks better. It looks better to have a variety of crops. So I've got 2 rows of carrots, I've got a row of mute fruit, a row of corn, and a row of potatoes. Now behind it, I've also got this. I used OC Decorator to hang this bucket on the water pump. And then I've got a little Brahmin barn here. I've got 3 troughs set out. I'm not sure why they don't like to stand side by side. Maybe it's because they're too big. I don't know. There we go. Finally, I've got 2 Brahmins standing side by side. Oh wait, no, the other one isn't drinking. Come on, drink. I don't know. I stacked up some hay from Nuka World, but it's supposed to be fake hay, but it looks good. So I've got a bunch of fake theme park props as hay sitting here in the barn. But yeah, I haven't decorated it yet, so it's pretty bare. I've got my water pumps just outside the barn, producing all the water I need, and here's my kennel. I had a lot of fun with this. After we got the dogs from the Creation Club, I'm like, you know what? We need some guard dogs. They add happiness to the settlement. This is going to be one of the ways that I can get my happiness up to 100. Get a bunch of guard dogs, and since the Creation came out, I'm going to get all of these new dogs. So I do have a junkyard dog. I'm so happy that the junkyard dogs are still here. I was afraid that after installing the Creation, it would overwrite my junkyard dogs, but it didn't. So I've still got my junkyard dog, and then now I've got a bunch of golden retrievers and a boxer. I gave them each a house, and they do go into their houses, but then they'll come out and wander around out here. I like it, and it's realistic. And then I used OC Decorator to put down a bunch of toys and bowls. So I put down a Jangles toy, and there's a Deathclaw hand. This guy was munching on a Deathclaw hand. A baseball. I didn't put down human bones. The only femur you could get, or leg bone that you can get, is a human bone, and I don't want them chewing on human bones. So I put down a Brahmin skull. And check this out. This is a big roll of leather. I think it's from Far Harbor, or maybe it's what leather looks like in the game. But I figured that'd be a fun chew toy. So I've got some decorations down there. Oxhorn, play the first Fallout. Yeah, I need to. I should. I really should. I need to. It's just trying to juggle Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 3 is so hard. Making sure that every week I've got content from one of those 3 games is hard enough. To also do Fallout 1 and 2 and tactics, it's overwhelming, to be perfectly honest. So I think I may just get these 3 games done first, and then move on to those games. Is that all right, guys? Stop nagging me about Fallout 1, please. It's like every video I publish, I get 30 comments from people saying, Fallout 2, Fallout 2, when are you going to do Fallout 2? If I could get it to work on this computer, I would do it. But doggone it all. I will get to it, don't worry. It's coming, just give me time. All right. This is Somerville Face, Trey. Trey is asking what settlement this is. This is Somerville Place. Somerville Place, not Somerville Face. Anyway, it's at the tail end of the Commonwealth, all the way down here, and I figured, you know what, it's so far away from my Minuteman network, every other settlement in the game, that I figure it's going to be hard to get resources to them. So I purposefully did not have a lot of high-tech building materials. There isn't a vault here, and I don't even have a lot of concrete, because concrete is heavy, and I'm sure it's going to be expensive to transport. So almost everything you see is going to be made from shack components, wood and scraps of metal. I don't even have very good plumbing here, so instead of building a nice big bathroom, I just set this elevated outhouse here. And I really like the way this turned out. I decided to light it with these glowing bulbs from Far Harbor. I believe these are supposed to depict glowing nuclear waste, so it's probably not healthy, but I like the way they look. So I've got these outhouses with bulbs. This guy even has a broken door, so no privacy for him. And then inside each outhouse, we've got light. so that people can see what they're doing when they're wiping. That is an important feature. It's elevated, of course, so that cleaners can come down and clean the droppings that fall if it ever comes to that. And then here's that elevated turret that I showed you a minute ago. The way I have it done is I have a that, whatever that's called, it's not a pylon. I have that on the underside, and it's connected. These three are connected to it. Then a wire passes through the floor to this this pylon on top, which connects to these three and then gets connected to my power source. So this tree comes with the settlement, and I love the swing. I didn't want to delete it. I'm thinking of maybe putting a playground here since this settlement did come with kids. When you get the settlement, Tana says, aren't they filled with nuclear pee? Is that what it is? Is it supposed to be nuclear pee? Are you suggesting that the children of Adam in Far Harbor are so exposed to toxic waste that this is nuclear pee? Who am I to argue with that logic? Anyway, I'm considering putting a playground down here, but it's not part of the settlement kit, and I don't have a mod, so I may have to use console commands to generate playground equipment here, and then move it around. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. So for those coming to the program for the first time, we took a vote whether we were going to play Fallout 4 or Bioshock, and everyone said Fallout 4, so no Bioshock today. Right now we've got this back part of the settlement. I wanted to build on this hillside. One of the challenges of this settlement is it is on a hillside, so this is all not even ground, which is why I had to build supports for the kennel, because it's not on even ground. And oh, thank God the rain's going away. And then this hillside is not level, so you have to build your houses on stilts. Anyway, I created this little balcony that walks on up to this shop. Goes across like that. I'm happy with it. This is the pharmacy and doctor. I've got a big drug sign out here. Heading on inside, look at this. We've got a clinic worker. Chems and the clinic. I have a mod installed that decorated this up. It's looking pretty good. And then I've got Vault Tech shops over here. We've got a barber here, and then this is the eye doctor. Don't know if he's going to be getting much work, but everyone's saying to play Error 404. Is that a new game or something? Is it called Play Error 404 or Error 404? Wind, come on. Someone just asked how old my kids were. I have a 3-year-old girl and a 5-year-old boy. Looks like the eye doctor decided to finally get to work, so he's standing by his Phoraptor. And yeah, I haven't decorated it up much. And then we move on to private housing. I wanted to make sure that there were plenty of little shacks here so that my settlers were not crammed into one spot. That's what I used to do. I focused on, will you stop Fallout 3, says Coops, when I finish it, which is, it's going to be a long time from now. I've got a lot of content to do on Fallout 3. I used to just shove all of my settlers into a small spot with a sleeping bag because I was trying to be efficient. I was trying to maximize my happiness production and my caps production while expending the fewest resources possible. So it's much cheaper to build a sleeping bag than it is to build a 4-post bed, for example. But I've decided to stop doing that. I'm now trying to make them homes. So here's home number 1. It's a little Far Harbor shack. I broke my rule about concrete. I've got a little bit of concrete for this foundation, but it's the only one. The rest are all on stilts. Music. Yeah, let me put some music on. I have to shoot my videos with the music turned off and then dub it in later. Because I make so many cuts. Ooh, that's a little loud. I make so many cuts when producing my videos that the music wouldn't sound good if I didn't turn it off. So, I've got 3 beds here. One of which is a double bed. So I did the math, and for me to maximize this settlement, I needed 4 places to sleep per house. Move, Preston. So that one has 4. I'm really pleased with how this little shack turned out. I wanted each shack to feel different. So I've got the Far Harbor tile set, and then as you can see, I used the vanilla tile set and a bunch of... It's raining again, man! Man, it rains a lot here. So I never use the metal tile set. A few people do, I think. And I really wanted to use it. So I decided to make this little bulbous pod, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I've got this staircase that I made.
Yes, I win again.
Leading up to the front. And then it's a little bit of a barracks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Room for 4 settlers. Haven't decorated it yet. I'm going to have to do that before my video. I don't know. Maybe I won't do a video tomorrow.
It's the best.
Then over here, I've got 2 more houses. These 2 look identical, but you can see what I did. I wanted to make good use of the space, so I just used 1 floor tile. 1 elevated stilt floor tile, and then outside of it, I put a bunch of those balconies, and then closed them up. This gave me a large enough house for 4 beds. Great use of the space. Here's the next one. Same thing. And then I wanted a different looking house, so I built this little house on stilts. 4 beds. Here is my Minuteman artillery cannon. Hey there. Good. She gave me a salute. That's great. Well, I'm glad you're working hard. So I've got my artillery cannon. It's at the highest point of the settlement, overlooking the entire thing, and I think it's high enough to have clearance so that I'm not shooting out houses or anything, right? That's the idea. See if it works. There we go. Oh, I didn't know that. She walks down while it's in operation. It works! Bingo. So since this is built on a hillside, I didn't want my settlers slipping and sliding down. I built this nice little fence on what I perceived to be a tiny little ridge. We have some issues like this guy walking into the fence. I tried to get around that. I've got an opening here and an opening here, and they're still dumb. They just walk right up the hill and into the fence. So there you go, that's the settlement so far. I feel like I don't even need to make a video for tomorrow now. I've shown everything off. Okay. Have I wasted the day? Yeah, it's already 6 p.m. Let's go wait until morning, and then we can start building. Whoops. The best part of sleeping in Fallout 4 is the smoke break. Walking into fences is all the rage with kids these days. Says Soggy Waffle Man. It is indeed. That and the Harlem Shake. Is the Harlem Shake not in anymore? Is that 2013? I don't even know. Alright. Now. I've got lots of stuff set. Oh, I forgot to show you my rec area. So on the side of this house, we've got, whoops. Clinic, chems, eye doctor, eye care, Dr. Barber. Oh, and by the way, I'm trying to avoid the settlers on the roofs issue. I built the staircase to the roof to allow the settlers to come down. And so far, it's been working all right. Then I've got this big shack. Entertainment, slots, billiards, food and drink. I may have to remove billiards because I don't have room for them. But yeah, I've got the slot machines from Vaultec Workshop. They seem to be pretty popular, although my provisioner's getting stuck. I've got my bar up here, and the settlers will sit down here for a drink. Mixing up some Nuka-Cola over here.
This is delicious.
Yeah, I bet. Got me thirsty. And then I need to decorate these tables and the walls, and that's about it. Yeah, I'm going to have to remove billiards because I don't have room for a billiard table.
So damn hungry.
Okay. Think, Ox, think. How do you want to do this? My plan is eventually to release this on the Nexus so that people can download it into their settlement using transfer settlements. Oh, gotta align the boards. And before we build everything else, let's get some shops down. You know what? I need... I'm trying to avoid using as many mods as possible so that this is going to be as compatible as possible with everything else. Alright, let me start getting rid of this. Store that for now. This. No. I really like this campfire. This campfire came with the settlement. I don't want to move it, so I'm going to leave that alone. I hate the trade caravan post. It's so ugly and bulky, but it's useful, you know? Problem is that this kind of narrows the walkway, doesn't it? But if I go any more this way, we start going downhill. Tell you what. What if I supported it with... that way. Oh, it's too big. Oh, man. If I put another one down, it's going to take up too much space. I hate that. There we go, that works. Now the earth is no longer in the tub. All right, now I don't want that concrete sitting through, so I'm going to use place everywhere to nudge it down. There we go. Then we can fudge it a bit. And then put some steps down. Go. Now you can walk on up here. Plenty of room. Caravanners and their guards can walk around. Plenty of room for the Brahmin. And I can walk this way. Great. But now I should probably change the orientation of my little marketplace here to attach it to that, you think? I really wish the settlement system had canopies like that. I know you can get them with mods, but I wish it was in the base settlement system. Oh no, is this going to be hovering? Yeah, just a little. Oh, man. Yeah, it does hover a little bit. But only there, and it's hard to see unless you're crouching down and looking at it. I wish these bushes weren't in the way. That's a bit of a problem. Like if you're a trader, what are you doing up there? Come on. I built a gate just for you. And you want to scale my turrets? This is the second provisioner we've seen on my turret platform. Anyway, you come through here and you wouldn't even see it because these bushes are in the way. I mean, I could have a path come this way and then up, like a boardwalk that leads to it, or I could come in this way and the entrance would be right here. This was the beauty of thematic and practical. What a wonderful mod that mod is. It gave me so many unique, scrappy pieces to my toolkit that I could use to build my settlement. But I can't use it because it's a mod, because I'm trying to make this as compatible with everyone's installations of Fallout 3 as possible, so. Well, let's put down a few shops first, just so that we know what we're going to do. Trader. Armor. Weapons. I've already got a bar, though. Do I need another bar here? Yeah, maybe. I've already got a doctor. I don't need to put that. We need clothing. Yeah, this could work, and then we'll have a bar at the end. Or a donut shop. No, but so many people don't have the creation for that, so. Slocum's Joe Shop. Should I put a Slocum's Joe Shop? No. It doesn't fit in with this settlement. Okay, so. Now I need to organize things. We need a walking path, and we need to figure out exactly how much room people need. So that's the edge. It's going to be tight. Yeah, I can just make it through. Doesn't give people a lot of room to shop, though, does it? But if I put another platform down this way to widen it, it's not going to look good. Because the legs will be floating, but you know what? I've got a way around that. So we could just get one of these floating wooden floors. Make it look nice and scrappy. Oh, that's a shack upper floor. Let's get that guy. Line it properly. Now, we can't have it floating. Let's try. How's that? Is that convincing? Then that gives me the room I need for an alleyway. Alright, push you back. Let's push it back to 302. Much better. Barely enough room back there, though. Plenty of room back here. That's great. Okay. So then what we'll do is we'll... I think that's fine. All right, now let's hem it in a bit. Could put a table down there. Sadly, these don't snap, do they? They are perfect for a little boardwalk, though. It's even called a shack bridge, but it doesn't snap. Frustrating. They do snap to each other, though. That's good. Oh, yeah. There's a tree right in the middle of it. Yeah, let's do this. Save your progress. Thank you. Gotta have these banisters, because what if someone falls and sprains a leg? You know? Then you're gonna have a lawsuit on your hands. HR will be upset. Press would have a field day. The Minutemen don't care about human safety. Hey, but at least this is wheelchair accessible, right? Ooh. Gonna fudge it. I can walk between each of these, well, not those. But there's plenty of room back there, and there's plenty of room back there. Okay. Now to go get some merchants. They're all busy gambling. You need one of those bells for the settlers. Yeah, but if I do that, then all of the settlers move from their assigned projects. And I don't want to move them. I mean, so many of them are already assigned and doing the right thing. I just need to get the ones that are being lazy and drinking at the pub.
I just can't lose.
Check it out. Now there is purpose. Besides just roasting marshmallows, as fun as that is. Oh, I like it. I like that. Should we put the flagpole there? Here. Great. See? On the roof. That's why I built this, so that they could climb down from the roof. Get down from the roof. Come on, I built this just for you. Walk this way. It's a ladder just for you. Come on, down here, please. All right, who else we got? Hey, she did it! Oh, good, it works. She climbed down from the roof. All right, I'm not going to do
You
a
gotta
billiards.
try this slot machine. It's the best.
Oh, I lost an eye.
This is delicious. This is delicious.
Bingo. Okay. Well, now that it's night, I can show you how these bottles glow down here. They glow pretty well. Spotlight works. These really work. Look at that. Doesn't that just make you feel safe? Uh-oh, what happened to the tea? Has no power. Okay.
I win again!
Well, we can fix that. We're gonna have to redo our conduits. Let's see. I could do... The problem is that the radiators don't have any connecting pieces. They're only terminals, or terminuses. So... I could... I know what I'll do. Yeah, this is all. Put this radiator back, then lengthen it, and then put another radiator. There we go. Let's get some fresh air in here. How about a ceiling-mounted fan? How about that? Oh, the ceiling-mounted fan's going to get in the way of the conduits, so can't do that. All right, just regular old light bulbs. Where are the regular old light bulbs? I just want a light bulb. Nope. That's the first one. All right. It's pretty good. These light bulbs emanate more light better than any other lamp. So what I like to do is put those down first, just so that I know I'm getting good light. And then to make things look a little nicer, I'll go get one of those ceiling-mounted these. Just put it right over it. There. It looks like there's only one light bulb. Check that out. Nice. Well, this is a popular entertainment shack.
You
They actually
gotta
use
try
it.
the slot machine. It's the best.
She needs a light.
Haha, yes, I win again.
Maybe we should spell something. So when doing these, I like to work from the middle. Yeah.
You gotta try the slot machine. It's the best.
Maybe this is a little romantic nook. Put some candles down. Oh, I like it. Sorry, am I in your way?
I just can't lose.
It's working. Look, they're all using it. They're sitting at the tables. They're playing the slots. They're going to the drinking fountain and pouring themselves a refreshing cold one. Look, they're even sitting down at the bar to have a chat with the bartender. This is so pleasing. It just makes me happy. This corner needs a little bit of light. Let's maybe make this a lonely nook. This is for the antisocial people. All right, having too much fun. Yeah. All right, I'm starting to be happy with how this is turning out. So these are the original settlers. There's one of the children. There's one other child, a little boy, and then I forget who the parent is. Okay, well, I want to see if that Brahmin trap will work. Plus, this gives us an opportunity. Whoops, save. This gives us an opportunity to test out the defenses to see if we get attacked while we're gone. And for some reason, because I caught all those dogs like to attack me right here. So if I fast travel away and come back, we should get an attack. But we'll see. Matthew says, Oxhorn, which post-apocalyptic universe do you believe is more deadly, Metro or Fallout? The Metro universe, I believe. Maybe not when compared to the Fallout universe of 2078, but the Metro universe, you can't walk around topside without a gas mask. And that is not true in the Fallout universe as of 2287. So, yeah, I'd say Metro. Sir Bull Joe says, man, I haven't seen anything that you made since your original Warcraft videos many years ago. And now I found you again. Welcome to the new channel. All right, let's head back, see what happened. I should have a Brahmin. We might get attacked. The settlers will be at their shops. And then that means the infrastructure is pretty much built. All I have to do left is decorate it. Decorating is not my favorite part of settlement building. If I could, I would just build the settlement and then give it to someone else to decorate. Because people decorate their settlements way better than I do. I get distracted and tired of it. But I like building it. Is there any lore to Somerville Place? Asks Vero the Demented God. Not much. When you arrive, it's just one farmer and his 2 children. The spouse is long gone. No attack. Ooh. And we arrive in the middle of the night. Let's check on that Brahmin trap. No. Is it not powered? No, it is powered. Look, there's hay. Yeah, everyone's leaving their posts to go sleep. Let's see if they slept in their beds correctly. Oh, maybe it's not late enough at night. Maybe they're all in the pub.
I win again!
A few. Well, I guess let's try again. There's the boy. And the girl's farming. I never remember where the parent is. I tried to make it so that the original family all sleeps together in the same house. I didn't want to change their home. I'll just decorate it up. And then all the new settlers can take up the land that wasn't being used. All right, let's fast travel again. Hopefully we'll get the Brahmin this time. I could wait, but I have found that just waiting in one spot, for some reason you could wait a week and the traps never trigger. When you fast travel and come back, then for some reason it works. Do you think something like the Pacific Islands or the Atlantic Ocean would be a good setting for a new Fallout game? That's really interesting. We did do all of those atomic detonations at Bikini Atoll. Fallout Bikini? Imagine Justin is here. Hey, Oxhorn, long time no see. How's it going? Good to have you back, Imagine Justin. As you can see, the audience has grown since you were last here. But I remember you. It's good to see you again. Ox, will you do a mod showcase? I do mods every now and then. I did mod videos last week. I don't know about this week. Mod videos take me a while to put together. So I'm not sure what I'll be doing for the rest of this week. I should probably end the broadcast so I could focus on my schedule. I've been working on Kitty Kingdom all week. I finally finished that. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the week. I have a few Fallout 3 ideas. I really wanted to start on my next Story of Fallout New Vegas video, but I don't have the music yet, so I can't do that just yet. I'm waiting for the composer. Do a video on Arcade Gannon from New Vegas. Yeah, he's high up on my list. The problem is that he is such a central character for the Legion storyline, in particular Caesar, that I've been waiting to do him until I do more Legion stuff. Okay, where is this third Brahmin? Starting to get annoyed. Come on. I've waited how many days now? There's no Brahmin? Doggone it all.
Lose.
And it's always night when I come back here, so I can't see my settlers at the shops. Maybe if I travel farther. How about we go to Far Harbor? Hey! My provisioner is actually here. He's not stuck in the turret this time. My guards are at their posts. That's good. Okay, one more time. Let's go all the way to Far Harbor. And then travel back. Hopefully, that'll be enough. Wouldn't it just be Bioshock if it was in the Fallout Atlantic? Well, I've only played Bioshock 1, and that game was underwater. And I don't think we would have a Fallout game underwater. That would be some impressive technology, though it would be interesting to see an institute-like civilization that has retreated to the water to avoid humanity. Ah! My game just crashed. Well, yeah, that's the game telling me that I've got too many processes running. Sorry about that. Let me fire it back up and we'll try this again. Good thing I saved, huh? A good chance there could be a few smoke rings, my classy friend. Yeah, well, I've got ventilation in my office now. He's remembering the days when I used to do this in a hot box. No ventilation, no windows. I could blow perfect smoke rings because there was no wind, but with the wind, we'll see. Yeah, the wind is getting in the way.
Preston Garvey, right? You guys are the best. Keep fighting the good fight, okay?
Thanks. Good to know.
Have you done a video on Vault 112 and Tranquility Lane? No, but I want to. Problem is, it's so central to the storyline of Fallout 3 that I see, there is so much to Fallout... Why did it crash again? Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is a sign that I need to end the broadcast. Sorry about that, but it means that I've got too many things going on at once, which is making my broadcast difficult. It's hard for my computer to stream and load Fallout at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast here. Still, we had a good 2-hour-long broadcast. Thanks for joining me to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. Don't know if I'm going to have a video tomorrow. I'm kind of tired and I've been running out of time, but if I can, I'll try and finish the settlement up and get a video for you tomorrow. If not, be sure to tune in on Saturday morning. I'm going to have some good Fallout 3 videos for you Saturday morning. Anyway, thanks for coming to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. Be sure to tune in next time, same Ox channel, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, or the day after tomorrow, bright and early, with a brand new video.